I'll tag
Go.
the brewery.
Okay. And we are on. Let me see if I can figure out how to share this. And this is Case and Brian. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna share this to some pages, and we get a.
You're kind of you froze up on me. I don't know
All
if
right,
that's
we're good now.
there.
We're
You
good
go.
now.
Yeah.
All right, so this is my man Brian. This is Casey, and this is I don't know. We haven't come to the name for this yet. It's United on Bears or Bears on United, but we're gonna talk about Manchester United and Bears and stuff. Let me just get since it's going to be a Manchester United show. Let's just go through the current news, get everybody caught up. I'm going to read down the end of the day news, what I like to post on our page, because there's a lot of stuff that people say, and it goes, it happens, and it's kind of hard to follow all that stuff at one time. So here we go. At the end of the day, so in the last hour, United reportedly made a bid for Brentwaite from Everton from 45 million plus 45 million pounds plus 5 million in add-ons, and it was immediately rejected. We made a 38 million pound bid for Ugarte from PSG. I hope that goes through, and received $27 million pounds bid for Greenwood. That's good. Apparently, Brentwood. Well, this is wrong. Brentwood is not being worked. Well, it's still being worked on, but the bid was being rejected. And on top of that, Zerke and Delit signings are imminent. It's nice to see MFCC operating in a proper club for a change under Ineos, and that goes into sync with today's topic. Ashworth, the Vale, Rudd, Ryan Hinkey have all agreed upon in the same week. Significant advancements for the group for 4 signings are happening now. So
I like
there
it.
it is. There's a lot going on. The it's interesting. Well, first of all, let's get into today's beer. I went with this one.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
We can start with
if you
that. That's what I
what's
got.
weird on my page, I can't see the comments. So I don't know if we'll have any comments today. But if you see them, if they pop up on yours, post tell me and I'll read them out because
Okay.
for some reason it doesn't come up on mine. So
It just says
I went with
welcome to
this
live
one.
chat.
This seems like to be the flagship one for Luke's. It's a Lucky
Yeah,
Luke Brewery.
that's that
I
we make about 40%, 40 to close to 50% of our overall volume is that one beer, and it's just
well
a beer. It's just a beer flavored beer. It's just chill. It's just beer. You know what I mean? All the youngsters like this marshmallow fluff, like smoothie milkshake. Yeah, it's just beer.
I love the look of it. It's what I appreciate about it. I played basketball yesterday. I like to and coached up the kids. You saw me; I was sweaty.
Oh yeah.
And then I go home, like put this in the freezer to get it caught up a little bit, and tell you what, it went down well. I like to put this on a line, like I don't know. You wouldn't say. How would you describe it? How would you compare it? Because it's an ale, right? It's very light.
It's an ale, so it's a blonde ale. So basically, there's been some scientific, technological, what have you, advancements in brewing over the last 15, 20 years.
Shout out to LA breweries, by the way. We got to support them.
Yeah,
Southern
LA
California
Brewers,
breweries.
absolutely. Support your local. Find somebody that makes decent beer around the corner and buy from them. So yeah, it's just so basically, blonde ales you don't see a whole lot of these days because lagers have become more prevalent. Which is what I was getting at with the scientific and technological advancement. So brewing's just it's just science shit, and and we learn more about it year after year. They've got universities. They're doing studies on this, that.
Data.
It's and so nowadays they've got lager yeast that you can turn over a lot quicker. Lagers used to be like a 3, 5 month, 6 month, like locking up that tank when you could be churning something else out. So that's where blonde ales kind of were very big in the 90s, which was like the first wave of craft beer. It was probably like the late 80s, early 90s. Uh,
Oh,
then it kind of petered out, and then it came back like early 2000s. And but again, like this nowadays, you see a lot more craft breweries making lagers, and that's because we can, due to things they're doing with yeast and this and that and research. We don't have to hold up a tank as long with one beer.
right.
Because when you think about, I could put out 5 batches of this versus one batch of this. Like when you're getting down to dollars and cents, it makes more sense to do the one you can crank out. But nowadays we can turn lagers out much quicker than 10, 15 years ago. Uh, so so you see more lagers now, but blonde ales are still. I mean, I can, from the day I brew it to the day I can it or keg it, it's about 12 days,
Wow.
which is money for a brewery, because you get that beer out and then you put something else in.
So
So like
12 days is like is that a quick process
that's
or is it
quick.
like a fair? That's quick.
That's real quick. Um, so, and this was before years before I came on to Lucky Luke. Uh, they were making this beer and it was well received. They won some awards for it.
It's I'm gonna keep it a buck. So Guinness is my go-to. I've been raised on it. First of all, everybody,
Yeah.
Brian and I would like for you to drink responsibly. Don't drink and
If
drive,
you're
and
at
please
home,
be
do your thing. But
do your thing and
if you
be
gotta get
21 and
home,
over.
then be responsible. Yeah.
Yeah, Uber everywhere. I always Uber, and I have one of my young boys drive me. You know what I'm saying? So
Metrolink, something. Yeah, anything
yeah.
but driving.
So now continue. I interrupted you.
No,
Forgot
no.
where we are.
But yeah, so Blondales used to be a thing, and but they've made, like I said, even before I came on, they had won some awards for this, and it was their mainstay. And anytime you bring a new head brewer on, they're gonna kind of mess with stuff, because everybody thinks a little different. Like, oh, well, I think it should be this. I think it should be this. And I played with it a little bit, not a whole lot, but
I bet you do. No, I'm just playing. That's a bad joke. See, this is how the show's gonna go. This is how the show's gonna go. It's a little bit
I was
more
expecting
relaxed.
that like towards the end after we'd had a couple, but
That's no. This is a relaxed show.
yeah,
We're gonna.
I'm all about it. Yeah, so I've messed with it a little bit, but not a whole lot. It didn't need a whole lot of tweaking. I just kind of leaned it out, and because the thing when you're creating a recipe, like, okay, you want to make the best beer possible, but it's kind of like this symbiotic relationship between head brewers and ownership, because the beer still has to make the company money.
Yeah.
Like, I can make a rad beer, but it's like we're losing $1 off every time we sell a pint. Like this, this is a loss. So unless you're trying to do some loss leader kind of thing, like a car dealership or some shit, then yeah, you gotta have cost effectiveness and margins in mind. So it's kind of, I get to have my fun, but I have to. If I don't make the money, I'm probably not gonna be employed a whole lot longer. You know what I mean?
So you deal with the sales part of it.
Well, I do with the dollars and cents as far as it costs me this much, and
Oh,
we're
I got
we're
you.
we need to sell it for this much, and where does that put us amongst the competition? Beer's a weird.
So
It's a trip,
you
man.
are the I want to say you are the what are you in the Manchester United hierarchy? You would be I think you're the Jason Wilcox.
I'm the tech director, kind of, and a little Omar, like a little bit of Omar. I kind of moonlight, like a little bit,
No, Omar's up there, but I got you. I'll give it to you. I'll give
because
it to you.
I got
I'm gonna say you're closer to the Dan Ashworth than the Omar. Because
that's
Dan
fair.
Ashworth.
That I'm probably like a Wilcox Ashworth hybrid,
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
technical, but like yeah.
but you
So
got
like I have to make sure the beers are done properly first.
yeah.
And then I have to make sure that the company's going to make money off of it. So
You're the Dan Ashworth.
it is like those guys where it's like, okay, we're going to sell this guy, we're going to buy this guy.
Yeah,
Okay, well, what's the bottom line? Where are we in the red? Are we in the green? Where
Dan
are we at?
Ashworth. Yeah,
Yeah,
I got you. I got you. Well, that's dope. It's funny when a person like me who consumes mass amounts of brew. I would tell you, this was my point. I was going to say earlier. I don't want to tell a lie. This is my favorite blonde I've ever had. I can see myself
it's a good
drinking.
blonde, man.
It's a very good blonde. Like, I can see myself drinking a lot of this. A lot. It's not heavy. I can definitely see my female
Yeah,
friends enjoying this at a barbecue. But what I loved about it after I played hoop, it was very thirst quenching, and it wasn't overbearing, and it went down
yeah.
so smooth. I mean, I'm already more than halfway through with this, and
It's
I'm
not
holding back.
heavy. You and me are probably kind of similar, and we're both quick drinkers. So
Yeah,
I usually stick with the lower ABV, like under 7% stuff. Mostly lagers is my thing.
yeah.
Uh,
I like a good lager
if
too.
I have a choice, you know what I mean. But uh, yeah, the blonde. I'm really happy with where that blonde's at. We've
Yeah.
won 2 silver medals with it this year.
hmm
Um,
It's award tasting. It tastes like a winner to me, bro. I'm just
yeah,
gonna give
I
it a thumbs
appreciate
up,
that.
and I
Thank you.
can't wait to get into more of it, more of the other ones. It was hard for me not to. I don't know how that long that dark's gonna last.
It's not
I,
dark. It's just a German pilsner. So we can pop it.
oh,
We can pop it towards the end if you want.
so
I brought one home for me too. So,
that can't
uh,
throw me off. Okay,
yeah. That big guy. You probably want to drink it, uh, because it doesn't go through our normal canning line. So we own our own canning line. So I tie into my tank my vat that's full of beer, and I run the shit, and I throw it in cans. I seal it, and I do all that. It's like Laverne and Shirley with the
yeah.
gloves, like. um, but those crowlers,
What's it called? Schultz Bear? Schultz Bear? I'm not. I'm talking about.
shelf life.
No,
So
no.
like
The
like
Laverne and Shirley. What was the company they
uh,
worked for? Schultz
oh
Bear.
that was yeah, Schultz or Schlitz or something like that. I don't think it was Schlitz. I think it was Schultz, but a play
You
on
know.
Schlitz.
Oh, wait a
I'm
minute.
pretty sure that's what it was. Where they put the
So
gloves
today,
on and shit. We do that once in a while on the can line for shits and giggles and social media videos.
today, the top rated TV shows of all time came out. I didn't see Laverne and Shirley on that.
Laverne and Shirley was solid. Um,
I wonder if Happy Days
I
was
have
on it.
me personally, I have others that are higher up than that. I
Oh
used
yeah, yeah,
to,
yeah, yeah.
I used to like Mash is a big thing for me because
I
they're
couldn't
like
do Mash.
can't do Mash.
I
Okay,
can't do Mash. I
that's
can't
fine.
do Mash.
That's fair. It's kind of corny, and it's kind of it's laugh tracked and all this shit. But like On the Family, and then was
I
great
like that.
because they
I
dealt
like
with
the.
social issues. They were kind of poking the bear, and that spun off the Jeffersons,
Oh yeah.
which spun off. There was some show like I think in the '90s about the housekeeper.
Um, um, um,
You know what I'm talking
the
about?
Jeffersons.
But after the Jeffersons, but the
Well, the
housekeeper from
housekeeper.
the Jeffersons, it was like some like stoop thing, and she just kind of sat on the
Oh, the two two
stoop, and
seven? No, was it 227?
it might have been 227. That sounds
I
familiar.
don't. Okay, so I
But
didn't
there
mean
was
to
like,
just distract us off the. But we got to find the show list because I want to. I wanted to go through that with you tonight, but I couldn't find it. I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
find
Oh,
it.
we could do it, man. We should link up
That'll be the next show. We're talking
and
about
do a
top TV
live one
shows
and just
and
have
United.
beers next to each other, like in
Oh, that.
person
I think I
instead of
like your
this.
style already. I like
Yeah,
your
well,
style.
you and me would be dangerous, bro.
Yeah, no, I know. Because I don't know. When I get the Bears going, bro, it's like I used to have a real problem with other stuff, and but I just love my
Same.
Bears. I love my Bears. I love my Bears, and this one.
I appreciate it, man. Oh, I think I lost the sound on you. Uh-oh. Hold on, everybody. Casey will be back momentarily. In the meantime, look at my dog Sherby. Oh, there's Sherbs.
Ah,
There's Sherbs. Hi, Sherbs.
all right, man. My job had called me.
Oh, you're good. You need to take it.
I
We need
can't do it
pause.
because I'm off the clock, man. I'm gonna text them. So
There you go.
let's get into this Manchester United stuff. We had a good vibe going, and my job called me. And I don't know why the fuck they call me, man. Hold on, let me text them.
My job will
It's
end up.
crazy. I
My
want
job
to be
will
able
throw
to.
me up.
I want to be able to do this stuff and get paid for it. That'd be the dream.
Of course.
Like this morning, I got up. I got up and I was like, I don't hate my job. Like I said, it's a blessing. I could walk to work. I don't need to drive.
Right. Oh
But
yeah.
it's like it's with your property management. You deal with people all the time. It's not my problem. I love
Oh, is that
people,
what you do? You're a
but I just
property
don't.
management guy. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't have my support is bad. I feel like I want to do more for these people, but then it's like my Christ. It's like my people.
You got a culture of apathy or something going on.
It's like they cut my knees off. Let me text them. Hold on, code
Text them.
for. I'm doing it right now.
Hell
410
yeah.
is 111180 or I shouldn't say that out loud. 0. All right, so there's no support, and then that's like what code for 410 is either 111180 or 111108. And everybody, this is a live show, so these things happen. It won't happen again because I will check my company. All right. So
Shit
support
happens.
was bad. Let's get into this Manchester United structure. This is what the whole show's about. I think in our thumbnail I put, remember the days where Jim Hart I had everything lined up in my job. Like I said,
Murtaugh.
I wish I had. I'm whispering like my company can't hear me if they don't watch the fucking video. So I wish I had a job where I'm happy to go to work. I might get fired. Well, since you're not happy, you can go fuck off.
Nah,
But
man, because then
it's
they gotta find somebody else.
like you do something you enjoy. But me, let's just leave it at that. Just say you enjoy it. For me, though, it's like there's so many people. For me to do the best job I can do, I have to get approval from. There's my director, it's my director's director, and then there's the CEO. And I can't even talk to and then there's the owners. I can talk to the CEO, but he's just like, okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah.
You don't
And
get no time.
that's kind of like how The structure's not there. That's probably how Eric Ten Hag felt with his CEO, who was the
Oh
CEO
man,
under Eric Ten Hag. It was Woodward. No, it was Murtaugh
it
or
was
Arnold.
Murtaugh, and I mean before Ineos, they're not perfect.
Let's say this.
There's some things that they could do better,
Who
but
Ineos?
I'm nitpicking when I say this,
You really
but
are.
I am. But we are like foundationally 1,000 times better than we were probably this time last year when things
Um,
were still in talks. And I don't think the Ineos thing had gone through yet at this point last year. It was just they were still haggling, and the Glazers were, fucking off about and doing their thing. Uh, can I swear on this
you
thing?
can cuss all you want.
Okay. Uh, uh, but now we
You
have
can
structure,
you can
and
do a
we have
lot of other things. This golf camera. I'm just joking.
we actually have people that know what the fuck they're doing in the proper spots now. Like Ole, honestly, if we had these people when Ole was in charge, Ole would still be here. In my
If
in my
we
mind.
had these
In my
people
mind.
if we had these people when um
I mean,
David
half the managers.
Moisey was in charge,
Mourinho, Moyes,
if we,
fucking Van Gaal, you know what I
Moisey
mean?
would have done well. Because you know
Huh?
why? Moisey would have done well under this structure. Because he
Mm-hmm.
had Woodward. Woodward was doing okay. So let's talk about the structure. Um, there's a lot of ways you can look at it, and I'm just gonna read down the list. I did these notes, and I was so proud of myself. And then my notes turned out to be shit like this. It's a mess, bro.
That's how my work stuff looks
You know
like.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This
my
is
shit
my
looks
notes.
like Zodiac Killer.
Shit like this. It's all. Like my
It's
mother would read it, like, "What is this
scribbles.
chicken
Yeah.
scratch? This is chicken scratch. You went to college and this is what you show me. You can't even read this shit. This is shit. All my years, okay. Let me stop. I did my mother perfect. All right, so top of the hierarchy, of course, Sir Jim. Um, Sir Jim is the co-owner. We won't get into him too much. He's the man that really does his job well, where he just stands in front of the mic and says, I want to build a new stadium. I want a good team. That's all he wants to do. That's his legacy. Then it goes down to Omar. My guy Omar's the oversight. It says he's commercial here. He's the handles contracts. Omar is just the guy who has, if Sir Jim says this is what he wants, Omar's job is to make sure it happens. And Omar fires everybody else. Sir Jim, and there's David Bracewell too. So and John Claude Blanc, but those guys still work for Ineos. So
Yeah.
John Claude Blanc still works for Ineos, and Sir David Bracewell, he still works for Ineos. So
Yeah.
he's really not. Those guys, I don't expect them to be around anymore. So right now, basically, we are ran by two guys. Omar's the top. Dan Ashworth's right under him. Omar's the guy who says, financially, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
For everything, everything.
He's
He
a
says financially.
COO, so
Yeah,
he's
he's like,
running the
we're
first string. Yeah.
right. He's nothing he's going to do. Then drop to Dan Ashworth, where he's in charge of all football. The academy is new for. They took that responsibility really away from Eric Ten Hag, but we get into that more. And then the women's
Which is
team.
good.
Now, what's going on with the women's team? They're going to eventually appoint a women's director of football. That's the one black eye on Ineos.
The fact that the women
wrong.
got booted is fucked up.
Yeah, they're going to send them to St. James Park, where the national team.
They could have sent the men to Wembley or any, they could send the men to Dubai. They could send the men anywhere else. But to boot the women is that was greasy in my eyes.
It's greasy.
Greasy.
It's a bad look. Yes. I don't think it was intended.
And look at all the people that left. Like they knew the ladies knew it was coming because they
knew it was coming. All the girls who left are basically girls in their mid-20s and older who are hitting their peak in their career.
Exactly.
And they all had good things to say about the club leaving, but they're just like, right now in my career, this is not where it's at. And that's fair. But the whole the point that Sir Jim came out in an interview and basically said the men's team is our only focus right now was bad optica. It looks bad.
That was not good.
It wasn't good, bro.
No, because the women's team. I mean, what did the women's team do this year? They won
the FA Cup.
FA.
They've in their 3 years or 4 years of being relevant, they've always finished in the top 4. But the Champions League to go to the champ, we weren't a team.
Yeah,
we were non-existent
6-8 years ago. Like no one, the women's team was even thought of when the Glazers. So I mean, I guess it's a step up because he's kind of thinking about them. But yeah, like the women's teams, it goes under the rub. It's like NBA, WNBA. As far as optics, in my opinion, which isn't necessarily right because we just won the FA Cup. The women's team, we had a amazing team last year, and I
the best player went to
I don't know all the
Chelsea,
ins and outs.
Arsenal.
Yeah, I don't know
Russo
the ins and outs.
Arsenal.
But to have this many key players leave like over the summer is like that's sketchy. You know what I mean?
Sketchy.
That's like when you like someone you interview for a job and it's like all the higher ups have just left, but you're like, okay, well, but why did they leave? You know what I mean?
Well, it's the team's going through a transition, and the women's team, the women knew before Sir Jim said that they had to go because we went from a rebuild to the women's team. Okay, we've got a new team. It's a rebuild now now we're going to rebuild again, and it's a short time span to do 2 rebuilds. But it's just the way that I don't want to say it sound cold, but that's where the dominoes fall. It's just like that.
I mean, the men's team is a lot more profitable than women's team.
Yeah, it's a lot more profitable.
Not. I don't mean that. I don't mean dispersions, but
it's just
when you come to TV, when you come to this, you come to sponsorship. Like the men's get way more than the ladies. So I mean,
but that will change. No, it won't change. But I think Ineos will take care of the women. They will come good on that. And just right now,
I think so too.
We're in the beginning stage, and somebody's got to bite the bullet. I think
they're trying to stop the bleeding.
Only thing they could have done better was have somewhere for the women to go immediately right now. Okay, so the men are going to the women. They should have something in place for the women, and for them to say, "Oh, we're going to send them to St. James Park where the national team trains," but that they can't go there till the Euros are done.
Exactly.
So for them to not have something right now is shitty because we just recruited 2. We actually replaced the players that left. Apparently, the goalie the backup goalie to our girl is excellent. All the people who watch the women's game and who have Maurice.
It's all right.
Oh, no.
That's work. We're just talking about life anyways. It's fine.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know it.
Tell them they're on YouTube and like, what do you want?
Oh my god, dude! See, this is what I'm talking about. I've been off. I've left an hour and a half ago. Why didn't you guys ask me this stuff when I was there? I was there. I've been there since 5:30 to 5 p.m. You feel me, my dude? So now you're asking me when I'm at home, 6:30.
I get messages on the weekend. I get messages at 7, 8 at night. Like, I already did 10, 12 hours. Like, okay.
So, the women's team have really, it looks bad, but they'll come through. They'll come through.
It's gonna be what it is because it's already done. I think they'll do right. Like you're saying, I think they'll do right by the ladies. It's
Okay.
just the fact that it's not a priority. I think is probably going to be a thorn in a lot of the returning players' paws.
Musa.
But
I'm
I
so pissed
mean,
right now.
you know what I mean? Like it is what it is. Like you're under contract. Like I mean,
But
the men's
let's
team
go
is.
on. Let's go on to everybody else because we still got a lot to talk about.
We got a lot to talk
So
about.
we both agreed that the one thing we don't like about Inya Safar is the women's team. Other than that, it's
I
it's
got no problem.
incredible what's
No
going on.
problem.
So we got
No
Ashworth.
problem.
Under Ashworth, you have Eric Ten Hag, Jason Wilcox, Chris Vivell, and there's a guy named Steve Brown that hasn't been introduced yet. But let's go into Dan Ashworth. So first of all, everything we've talked about so far, Omar, Dan Ashworth, that was all Woodward. He had both roles, which is
Mhm.
already too much. Dan
Too much.
Ashworth, his role is see, here's my notes. Fucking notes. My job. Dan Ashworth is all football academy women's team, and basically he's the sporting director. So, you know, we say Omar is the financial guy. He says no. So Omar's right here. Dan Ashworth's like, right here. But
Yeah.
Ashworth is basically the guy when you and I are going to say, what the hell with this? We need a center back. That's Dan Ashworth's problem. Why are we? What's going on with
Yeah.
why are there so many injuries? That's Dan Ashworth. He needs to figure out these problems. He has good pedigree. We all know he's from we got him from Newcastle. He was at Brighton, did great things for Brighton. The matter of fact, the structure that he's put at Newcastle and Brighton is still there. And that's his whole thing. Dan Ashworth is to make sure if we replace a coach, everything rolls. Nothing changes. You know what I'm saying? We went from boss to boss to boss. Systems changed. The players didn't match.
Yeah.
Shit show.
100%
How did we
shit show.
survive? How did we survive?
I don't know how we won. Like we got a couple FA Cups and the Carabao since like Mourinho to now, and I don't know how we even did those sometimes because we just who the fuck was it?
Well, we know how we survived. We overpaid. We bought great players,
Oh,
but they didn't
we
fit the
bought
system.
flops. We bought like 1,000,000 Alexia Lawless, or not Lawless, but Alexis Sanchez.
Yeah, but then we got
Alexia
then
Lawless is
we
a fucking
we
flop
got
too,
like the
but
Zoltans. We got the Andre Herreras. We got you can
we
even
got
say
Erickson. We got Erickson on the backside of the hill. We got
see that's the
Pogba
thing.
in prima donna. We got Sancho. Fuck him, dude. I'd let him rot and just like
Yeah.
take him on a free. Take him on a free. Fuck him. Like unless him and Ten Hag can work things out, like Ten Hag has to let it be known because we got too many players fucking whining, too
Yeah, but
many
that's
players
not
crying and half-assing it on the pitch. Fuck that.
but see
If you're
that's
not
out of
gonna
Ten
play
Hag's
for this
hand now.
guy, then you're fucking gone, and that's
Eric
it.
Ten Hag Eric Ten Hag has already let it be known that I don't want this guy. So Dan
Fucking
Ashworth Dan Ashworth's like, that's my problem. I'll get rid of him. You don't think about him
exactly.
no more.
Now,
You don't think about him no more.
100%. And now we've got people that they can send it up chain, or it's like a real company now versus this
Yeah.
bullshit like fly by night, like let's make a buck, like hawk to a girl or some shit. You know what I mean? We're gonna sell a bunch of T-shirts. We're gonna sell a bunch of
Do,
jerseys. Or you know what I mean? Like just going off this like social bullshit.
do
Like
you know she's about to get a show
she's
about her
gonna.
life? She's getting a reality show.
Nobody cares except about like how she spits on that thing. That's the thing. I'm like, I hope your dad's fucking. I
I
hope your
feel bad
dad
for
doesn't
her.
watch
I feel
TV.
bad for her dad. Yeah. Your
And
daughter's
she,
claim for fame is you got a two on that thing.
yeah, you gotta spit on this.
Okay. Which is just think about it. She's buffing the knob. That's all we're gonna say.
We all know what's going on there.
Oh my god, I've lost track. I've lost track. Where were we? So yeah, Eric Ten
uh,
Hag doesn't have to deal with the Sanchos, but
yeah,
that shows you the difference between
100%.
Sancho was a 2-year sign. Took us 2 years to sign him. 2 years for him to flop.
It's the same as Anthony. It's the same as Alexis Sanchez. It's the same as, I mean, how many? Casemiro was he did good the first year, and then this last season he sucked. Uh, Now there's people in place for that, and whereas
Yeah.
before it was one guy who was just like who was told from the top down to just make money. And so he didn't give a shit about the way the club ran or anything. And all these, the fact that we signed Ten Hag to an extension, I'm excited about. Let
Well,
somebody have 4 years, 5 years on this, because this is a whole rebuild. This is like, how Liverpool had to rebuild. How I mean, Aston Villa and West Ham have rebuilt, and now they're Aston Villa's in Champions League. We're not. We're in Europa. Uh,
exactly. Now Aston
like,
Villa, I guarantee you, if Unai Emery leaves, their system will stay the same.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
See that, and it's crazy to think us, the biggest club in the world, we are now
By
going to be
far.
able to run like this. Do
Yep.
you know that our income is still the highest? We just beat Real Madrid, the biggest money maker. When
We
Manchester
always
United
tell the
gets
most kids.
when
Yeah.
Manchester United gets out of this FFP problems, when we clear our books, the money we'll be able to play for players is ridiculous. But we don't need to do that because these people right now are like we're working on nickels and dimes, and they're like, okay, so we got two signings lined up. You know,
Xerxes, I'm stoked on Xerxes if he comes over.
I,
I'm
I like him.
stoked on Xerxes.
I like him. I like him, and I want to move on to I want to get all these people out the way, and we're going to talk about everything. So let's just get everybody out the way and talk about their roles. Jason Wilcox, he's an ex-Blackburn player. He was academy for coach for City. He's from Southampton, and he was the director of football at Southampton. Let's go on to who's next. Christian Vivale is an interesting guy. He's an intern. We all know that. He's on an interim basis. He's on a short-term thing. His background is interesting because he's very experienced. He was a video analysis
Mm-hmm.
for Hoffenheim. He was a scout for Hoffenheim. He was a head of scouting for RB Salzburg. Then he became the technical director for the RB group. And then he became the in charge of he was the technical director for RB Salzburg, RB uh, uh, Leipzig. Is it RB Leipzig?
He is Leipzig, yeah.
Yeah. So
I
he
think
controlled
so.
that whole RB league, and I think he's going to be doing our. Gosh, someone's doing our. I think he's doing our multi. I think he's doing our multi club stuff. So he's going to be in charge of our
Keeping us
Italian team, keeping us
kosher with
running.
UEFA and shit with
Yeah,
Nice and
right.
all that shit. Yeah.
So
We have
let me
people
get.
now. We have
We
people
got
now. This
people.
is the whole thing. And people that are have done this before. Not just handing it to fucking whatever numbnuts was that the Glazers put in charge of half of this. You know what I mean? Like you get when you have people specializing like this is kind of like how my work is. You're going to have a better end product because this guy just worries about this. I'm like, okay, so what's our
Keep talking.
structure? What's our oh yeah, I'll keep talking. What's our structure? What how are we gonna play? So that's to me is Wilcox and Ten Hag getting together. Like this is how I want to run things. Well, this is how you should run things. Okay,
Yeah,
so now we know how we're gonna play. So now Dan Ashworth comes in. It's like, well, these people would fit in great with this type of system, but we didn't
yeah,
have it. We had none of that before. We just
yeah.
had some asshole that was just bootlicking Glazers, uh, signing
Can you
people for
can you
stupid
imagine
money.
Woodward was doing all this?
Stupid money. Stupid money. This is what he used to do. He used to do all this shit.
No, he
And
just bought his way out of it.
and look at where we're at. We've dug ourselves a well of a hole that we have to like somebody's got to drop a bucket down and get out. So Ashworth, Omar, Wilcox, all these guys are gonna now we have structure because we didn't have structure before. It was just make money because all the Glazers just want cash. So okay, buy high, sell low. We bought high to sell jerseys, and we were gonna offset with that. Like it's fucking ridiculous. It's a dumb way to do business. Now we
Well,
have
one thing we're
smart business people. Just like they cut like 20% of the staff. Like that
yeah
sucks. But if we
we had
had
the
this
most
much,
people working on the staff. We had the most people working, and
if we have
I
this
know they
much
went in
fat,
there.
you got
Go
this
ahead.
much fat on the bone, you got to trim it off. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
they
you,
look. They went in there like, what are you guys doing? And we're not successful. We're not winning. See, that's the whole thing. We have
and it's
switched
not
our thought.
working. Yep.
We've switched our thought process. We went from saying where Ed Woodward came out famously and said, "You don't have to. You don't have to be successful on the pitch to be successful on the books." Ineos is like, no,
That's to sell
that's bullshit.
jerseys.
It has to go hand to hand.
It
And
should, and
if
it
you're
should. So we're coming back. It'll take us a couple years, and
shout out to Matthew Fisher says that we love that we signed Rude. Um, let me since he brought that up, that's the last two people on the people we haven't talked about. Renee Hinkie and Rudy Van Nistelrooy are now are on our coaching staff. Both of them are very qualified coaches.
absolutely.
Um, Rude, I wrote
It's
that down
fucking
somewhere.
rude, dude. It's rude,
Oh, here
bro.
it is.
You don't have to say
Rude is,
nothing but
but yeah, but his. I
rude.
just want everybody to realize these are both guys who left head coaching positions to come and be assistant coaches. And
Exactly.
they both speak Dutch and they're both very well spoken with the English dialect or the
Oh,
English grammar.
everybody
So
from Holland, yeah, they
that
can speak it.
helps Eric Ten Hag communicate to his players. I think one of the big things that we had problems with Eric Ten Hag was he came off cold sometimes. He came off too rigid. And I know
He's
he was
Dutch.
sometimes he's Dutch, but Rude
That's not possible.
and Renee
Oh, okay.
Hickey and the goalie coach have both, all
Yeah.
three of them speak Dutch, and they've been around Premier League clubs, so they know how to talk. They can relate. They can translate Eric Ten Hag to the players a lot better. It'd be better. This would have helped Sancho actually, but it's too late for that. So we got that out the way,
Did
and it's
that
funny
fool?
that
Did that fool even show up today?
no, he no showed,
He
but
no showed.
there's a rumor though they told him to just chill out because they told Greenwood to stay home too. It's not. It's better if he no show. What is he gonna do? What is he gonna come and say? What is he gonna come and say?
He all he's
I'm
gonna,
sorry.
yeah. He's all he's gonna do is ruin his valuation to sell him on, and
Listen,
we're gonna take 5, 10 million euros, pounds, whatever per like. I'm stoked on the Marseille deal with Greenwood. If it's a you have to buy situation.
It's amazing that just by this first week, the way we're operating is miles ahead of what we used to be.
Oh yeah,
We could never do multi deals at one time. We've already got 2 deals where everybody's saying it's going to happen. Possibly the third, Ugarte from PSG, the Uruguayan.
I love the
I
Ugarte.
love him. I think out of everybody we're going to sign, he's my
Woo!
favorite.
He's a
He's my
stud in
favorite.
Copa right now, man. I
He's
know
a
it's Copa,
stud.
but he's
He
that
reminds me
dude.
of Lissandro playing midfield.
Yep,
He
yep,
gets stuck
yep.
in. He's comfortable with the ball at the feet. Him and Kobe together is going to be insane. Him and
That shit
Kobe,
would be wild.
and
Yep,
they're all young.
100% with you on that.
Everybody we're signing is under 20, 24 and younger, which is beautiful.
And like
We're not getting the
40,
Casemiros no more.
40 million or under. We're not signing Anthony's at 90 and Sanchez is at
No,
this and
we're
all this
too.
bullshit to sell jerseys. Like
We have
those
too
signings
many
are pure
experience.
jersey sales.
We have too many experienced football people running this thing right now. They're not going to get swindled. They're not going to. There's no United tax anymore. That's dead. That is dead.
The Glazers
You know what I'm saying?
fucking bullshit's over. I feel
It's amazing that Sir Jim was able to say to the Glazers, like, check this out. Let me run all this shit. You sit back, relax. Nobody's
make
gonna
you
hate
money.
you anymore. Nobody's gonna even bring your name up anymore. You can go to games now. You can travel around. I'm gonna take the heat. In about 2 years' time, the Glazers will be an afterthought. We'll be like, damn, this club is running so good. We're consistently finishing the top 3. It's like, okay, we're back. And then we're
We'll
truly
be
not back to.
Yeah.
Next
2-3
year's
years.
going to be another bump in the road, though. Next year's another bump in the road because we're still financially stricken.
Yeah.
But
this
we'll
year,
be better.
it'll be better.
We'll be better than this year, though. This past year. We'll be better. Guarantee it.
Especially if we can sell a couple people, like early. Excuse me. We sell a couple people early on. Like if we can get. I'm torn on Greenwood, to be honest. Like I think it's best if he leaves, but I think we're selling a talent at cheap because it's whatever tarnishing. But it'd be good to just be done with it.
The Greenwood situation was handled bad by everybody. The club, it was handled
100%.
bad by everybody, and the club is completely at fault because Greenwood is still a young man. His family, they all needed guidance, and the club is supposed to have mature people who are established in the business, who can handle PR, who've been through situations, and they should have. This is what they should have did. They should have did what Kobe Bryant did: sit at the podium with your wife, with your girl, and the club next to you, saying how remorseful you are. He's
100%.
young. The club's got to say, Mason's going to learn from this. We're all going to back him. We're going to get through this because we're Manchester United. We're a family. But that didn't happen. They let everybody create their own narratives. They let everybody say, well, he's a piece of shit. And then it became where the club was, shout out to my man Max saying United. Then the club, it was just, let's just say it was handled badly. Right now, the new regime is like, we can't bring you back. The women's team will fully boycott. You can't have people. You can't have people.
No.
You can't be us going from boycotting the Glazers at the matches to now Mason Greenwood's getting boycotted. Yeah. You just can't have that environment. So if there's teams that want him, and I know he might go for 30, and there's nothing we can do about
it. If we can get, take 30. Like honestly, I'd rather take that and be done with it and just not have to deal with the bullshit. Because there's
Yeah,
a lot of bullshit. English media drives this shit up, especially on us. Anything on us is driven up to level 10. They 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 put it on high flame, and they're gonna fuck. Well, they're gonna roast this guy. They're gonna roast this guy. They're gonna roast this guy. Fuck all that shit. Like it's a new regime. Sell them if you can get 30 for them. 100%, because that's gonna cover. I forget who it is. Not Xerxes, but the other dude that were
um,
Delight, or is it? Can I say Delight? Delit? I
delete,
don't know.
delete. Yeah, it covers
Every
for
time I
whoever,
think of
dude.
Delight, I'm like Delight. I'm like,
It
woo.
doesn't grooves in the heart. That song. Oh,
You
oh,
know what I'm saying?
yeah. It's not even about who the money goes for. We just need to get people off the books, get money in,
Yeah.
and because I'm confident saying we're going to sign Delit, Zersky, Ugarte. We just read that
Those three sound like they're in the bag. I mean,
we just read somewhere it says that our new regime wants to make 4 to 5 signings. They're not talking about 3. They said we want to make 4 to 5 signings. So
that
they're
might
not
be in
done.
the year. That if we get 3 here and then 2 good ones
Oh
in
no 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 no
January,
no no
they're
no
talking
no no
about
no no.
they're talking about now, like summer.
They're talking about summer,
Oh shit, let's go.
which is
Fuck it.
good,
I mean, you gotta offload though. Like for
bro.
FFP and shit, you gotta offload. Like we, that's why Brathwaite's such a fucking pain in the ass, is
It's not gonna happen.
because those fools are negative on the books, and they gotta
First
sell
of all,
Brathwaite for an inflated number, or
well that's done.
like they're gonna get
Everton's
fucked with.
Everton's
They're
not gonna
getting
come off that
relegated.
70. They're not gonna
Yeah.
come off that 70. They have already. Everton made some moves with Villa, so they've already handled their
Yeah,
financial situation.
Denville and City got like a whole little little contraband thing going on, dude.
Well,
Like
they know how
they're
to.
just they're just laundering money.
They know how
Fuck
to finesse
those.
the system. They already know how to finesse the system. We're not that. This group is savvy enough to do it, but we're just a little bit behind the ball. We can't. It's
We
too
are
late for
behind the
that.
ball. Yeah, yeah.
The every
No, we
right.
can't do it. I'd rather us win clean or play second or third and do good in Champs League or whatever than
You know we're
I
suing.
don't want to be the next. I don't want to be the next city that just fucking. Oh, we fucked around and we did these numbers and bullshit. This like fuck that. We're good enough. We're united. We're gonna win on our own terms and like fuck all this other shit. You know what I mean? Like cities going under. I don't want any of it personally myself.
They're going to we're going to go take UEFA to court over the Tobito situation. So
Uh-huh.
they feel confident that we could take them to court because that whole situation screwed up. I don't want to get into the depth of all that, but
That's stupid. The whole you own 2 clubs and
yeah, but
City football group owns like 5 or 6 teams
yeah, that whole
across
situation is
Europe.
crazy.
Well,
That
five.
whole situation is crazy.
Yeah, that. So, like, if we're not gonna be treated the same, then the hell with them. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I don't want to get thrown into that. I want to do it like Bobby Bonds, ped free. Like, let's go. We
Hey,
won it. You can't talk shit on us because we
do you
won
get
it.
to drink at work?
A little bit.
Wow.
Not no. I get to have a beer or two, but
How many do you drink when you get crushed when you come home?
when I get home, not. Well, I probably have like 4 beers. I
Oh yeah.
drink like I drink like. Oh shit! Hold on, I'm a face can. So this is like a 32-ounce can. This is the one you got.
Yeah, I got that
Uh,
in the refrigerator. But I'm
so
about to play basketball
I
after this.
usually bring like 1 or 2 of those home.
I can't wait to drink that
I
one.
drink like 2 or 3. I had to drink a little bit more at work today because we had a temperature control issue.
Oh, really?
So I run 2 spots, and my other spot, my smaller spot, is up like about an hour north of me. So I had to have them send me cans down of stuff that was like fermenting, and then I had to do like a little
That's
sensory.
mad.
But like it's like people are like, oh, you can drink a bunch of beer. I'm like, I'm drinking this shit's like halfway fermented. Like, it's not fun. Like,
Uh,
sometimes I have to heat the beer up to like 140 degrees to do certain tests, and I'm like, this tastes like shit. Like, but I'm not getting this off flavor. So quality is good, and like we can proceed. But I
my
have to
man
drink this
Matthew,
hot
hold on.
shit.
Let me read this comment. We're gonna get back to this drunk talk.
Oh yeah.
Matthew Fisher said Zersky update. Yeah. Well, basically, what's gonna happen, Fish? Shout out to you. As soon as they're done with the Euros, the medical is gonna get scheduled. That's all they're waiting for.
That's all. From what I
Him
understand,
and
it's just a
Dillet.
medical and it's done.
Yeah, him and Dillet is the same thing.
Yeah.
Deals are agreed. Everybody says we love the deals. Bologna is like cool.
Yeah.
Everybody's like we love the deal. They're fantastic deals. We're gonna get a young striker who's more in the mold of, and everybody relax. Don't kill me when I say this. He's more in the mold of Martial, where he can young Martial come get the ball, distribute, play with both feet, and he's 6'4".
Martial could play when he was healthy.
Let's not go into there. Let's not go into this.
Baller when he was healthy.
He was a baller.
Like 4 or 5 years ago when we signed him, dude.
Baller.
He's just a Luke Shaw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm surprised Luke Shaw didn't hurt himself when he went to congratulate the Swiss players on the PKs. I saw somebody like pure class. Luke Shaw went over. I'm like, did he walk? Did he hobble? Like, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, we got a new medical person too. I forgot. We got a new medical staff. So,
but we had that last year, right? The Arsenal guy?
He wasn't on the job yet. He wasn't.
Okay.
He wasn't on the job yet. He wasn't.
That makes sense.
Everybody's now on the job because he couldn't start yet. So
now we have people to blame, like not just one guy where it's like fuck you, Woodward. Like now we have okay, you're the medical guy, you're this guy, you're this guy. Like everybody's got to sign off for somebody to come back from injury.
Yeah, and people are gonna hold themselves accountable now. Like I got to find a different
hold
recruit.
Him accountable. Sir Jim.
It better not get to Jim. That's the thing. Omar is going to hold him. Omar is going to before Sir Jim said first before Sir Jim says anything. Omar will be like, "I fired him. He's fired. He's done. He's done.
Fuck that. He's done. That guy's fucking gone. Yeah, fuck that
Sir
guy.
Jim just wants to do this. I'm going to go to the FA Cup and pick up my trophy and shake some hands.
Make a public appearance, kiss a baby, fucking shake hands.
Come on, he's not at fucking board meetings for the Ineos company or the racing team. He's just flying in on the yacht, shaking hands, and said, "Look at my matches."
I'm fine. He's got people in place. We've got structure now versus everything goes to this Woodward guy or this other fucking idiot. I'm good because people are going to be held accountable now. By the way, Ineos is working.
We named about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Fuck Braithwaite, dude, or whatever, Brathwaite, whatever the fuck his name is. Fuck that guy. Everton's just trying to get out of the FFP. Let him go down. Fuck those fools.
No. That's what I'm trying to tell you, B. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're not in that problem anymore, so they don't have to sell them for 70 anymore. So they're not going to come off the price. Our new
We're not
people
gonna go
don't.
over 45
Our
plus
people
the
don't
5
value him. They
ads.
don't value him at 40. So that deal's not going to happen.
No.
That deal's not going. We would
I'm
like for it
fine
to
with that.
happen, but
I'm good with that.
I
Lindelof's
didn't rate
not
him in it.
bad, dude. Lindelof had a good fucking season.
Okay, but we got to look at it like this.
He can be kind of he can get lost sometimes on set plays and stuff.
Yeah, but we got to look at it like
I'm
this.
fine with our center backs. If we get
We
him
got to
and
look at.
McGuire, we just sub them in
No.
now.
We can't keep both.
I'd love to get
We
rid
can't.
of one of them, but
We can't keep him and McGuire. We can't keep him and McGuire because this is. You got to remember this. We just extended Johnny Evans another year.
we
got
did, didn't we?
we got
Fuck
Kambala.
we.
We got Kambala.
Kambala needs minutes.
So you see
Kambala
what
is
I'm saying?
solid, dude.
We need to sell McGuire or Lindelof.
One
of those are
one
going to
of
be
them's
gone.
gotta go. You're right. You're 100%
One of
right.
them's going to go. So these are the other contract situations we got. Like Lindelof has offers. Donnie just signed for a bag of Skittles. I forgot the name of the team. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has offers,
Vanderbeek?
but yeah, Vanderbeek's gone. Not
Is
Vanderbeek. Is
he?
it Vanderbeek? Yeah, he's gone. He signed with
Holy
somebody.
shit. Thank God.
Look how quick
All right.
Ineos got rid of him. They sold him in a day.
We've been loaning him out for 2 years. Like,
It did.
he
Gets injured. He gets injured at the wrong time all the time. Wrong time all the time.
He's Martial-esque. With the injury proneness.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate how it's turned
Different
out for him.
position, but
so and then we got so we said Victor Love or McGuire, one of them's gonna go. I feel like it's gonna be Victor because a couple teams in Italy want him. You know, Harry's making high wages. It's gonna be hard for Harry to want to leave because he's getting high wages. And he actually loves being a Red. You know,
Harry
Victor,
had
on the
a
other
good
hand,
season last year. Harry had a good season last year.
He shut my mouth.
I was a big critic. I was a big critic at the beginning of the season, and he turned me around. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
So, you know, it is what it is. You know, Aaron Wan-Bissaka I hope stays because that him and Delo at right back is solid. There's rumors we're gonna sign another left back to back up Shaw and Malacia, but I'd rather just give it to Harry Amas, our young kid. Yeah. Just have those three because I really don't trust.
I heard Regulon or whatever his name. The guy we sent back on loan is maybe coming back.
Yeah, he's in the mix. I read about some other guy today, but Regulon is definitely in the mix. Amrabat is still waiting for us to bring him back. So
he'll get triggered.
I think when we get a few guys off the books, we'll be like, all right, you can come. I think I have a feeling they told guys like Amrabat, just hang out for a little bit, train. We're gonna come back and get you. Let us just fuck with some other shit real quick. We're gonna come get you. Yeah, we got to get some people off. We like you.
Amrabat was good towards the end of the season, man.
Yeah, because he got healthy. He got minutes. And he
wasn't
playing left back.
Playing him in his proper spot and shit. Like he was solid. I'd love to see. I'm always an academy guy. If we got an academy kid,
me too.
Season them up. Like split time between him and somebody else that's been playing for a while in that position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm all about academy kids. I'm all about them.
That's why we've done.
Pause.
I mean, how many who we brought through the academy throughout the years? You know what I mean? Like we have the best academy, and whatever our academy people are doing, stick that shit on the first team because.
Well, it's funny. Eric Ten Hag was running the academy during this time, but they've taken that responsibility away from him. Eric Ten Hag, now matter of fact,
He doesn't
Eric
need
Ten
that
Hag was
shit.
doing a lot of this shit too.
Yeah. Oh, Eric
Yeah,
Ten Hag was doing double time on a lot of stuff, and yeah, I'm glad he doesn't have to. Like, just focus. Who you gonna put out? Who's your starting 11? Okay, you know things are going on. Here's your sub line. Great, and that's who we're running. Uh, before it was just kind of throw spaghetti at the wall type of thing and see what worked. Because we had so many
yeah.
managers coming in and out. You know
I
what I mean?
I bet every day coming into that office was like, I don't know what to expect today.
Oh,
You know,
dude,
because
the last year for the whole last season for Ten Hag was probably horrible. Like,
yeah,
he didn't know, am I getting fired? Like,
is
the
he gonna
English
be hurt?
media is
Is he
saying
gonna be
this.
healthy? Is the media gonna ask me about Sancho again? You
Exactly.
know, these are questions he don't have to answer no more.
No,
All they're
he
gonna
can say
ask him is, what time do you guys come out on the pitch, and how?
exactly.
uh,
Like,
you
is
know,
there a last minute sub because this guy's
yeah,
not ready?
yeah. They might
Like,
ask him, is Kobe? How's Kobe doing? He's fine. He's fine. Kobe's fine. He's ready to go.
yeah, he's fucking resting. That's what we're doing. We're not gonna blow his hammy out in preseason. Uh, we got Malasia coming back. Malaysia,
Malasia, he's ready to go.
Malasia.
He's ready to
He's
go.
ready to go. Uh, and
Everybody
I,
looked good today in working out, happy faces. But
I,
some of them
I,
gotta
I
go.
just got,
Casemiro's gotta go.
yeah. Casimiro's old. Uh,
That's the Ugarte money.
hopefully a Saudi team jumps on him and we can sell him for a lot. That would help out things. Uh, Ericsson's gone. Like the midfield's got a couple holes. Uh, not necessarily on the front 11, but
Remember, Mount will be
who
back.
you bringing in? People are gonna get hurt if we're gonna go deep in Europa. And domestic cups, like, that's a lot of game time,
A lot of
and
games, and you know Eric Ten Hag wants to win everything.
you gotta split time up. You know what I mean? So who you get split it up with and still win all these trophies. Uh, yeah, it's super interesting the way United is because we're kind of taking this old piece of shit 51, 50 Ford, whatever truck that just fucking smoked gas out, and we're trying to rebuild it. And I think we're on our way as long as we stay focused on player quality and not dollars like we used to be with Woodward.
And
Woodward
on
was
that note,
all about the money, and it was jersey sales. Oh, we're gonna sign Pogba, and look at all these jersey sales they got. Fuck you, dude! Like, the team, he's a cancer on the team. He's doing this, he's doing that. Like, get rid of this fucking guy. You know what I mean? But we're trying to sell jerseys, so kids, sorry, you Euro types. Uh, but yeah, like fuck all that. Like, let's build the club back up to where it was, and get hungry players in that have potential, and let them do their thing. Like Xerxes, I think between him and Rasmus, dude, solid. Because they play different. They play the nine different. Like, it's a whole different look with Rasmus in there versus uh Xerxes or these other forwards we're looking at. Uh and we need that. We don't have that. The last big forward sign we had was that old
Zoltan.
dude from Uruguay.
Now Zoltan was the dude. You talk
Oh
about
yeah,
You
yeah.
talk about Cavani, but Zlatan was better.
Cavani, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
But
like,
look! I gotta wrap this up.
oh yeah,
We almost went an hour and fucking 20 minutes. That's beautiful. You said some good things closing. We're taking this rusty, beat up truck and we're trying to make it mint and refurbish it and get it going. And that's all it is. We got the right mechanics, we got the right techs, we got the right people right now. I think this summer is this first week of everybody being in the office is an indicator that we really don't have anything to complain about. Things are happening fast. They're rebuilding Carrington, getting signings done. They're putting seats in the stadium. They're selling players, and it's all happening at the same time. There's
that's a lot
nothing
of shit.
preventing another thing to go from happening because
That's a
people are
lot of shit
working.
to happen at once.
There's a lot of shit that happen. We've never seen this happen before.
No,
Matter of fact, we haven't seen this much productivity since David Gill and Fergie. And
100%.
even then, they didn't. Even then, we got more people in place than they had. So it's good times. One thing, this is gonna be the last thing I say, and I got to go change and go play basketball. I remember people used to tell me, "You're not a true supporter till you see your team go through tough times. You United supporters are glory hunters. Everything's good. You never see bad days." We have just seen Manchester United's worst season, worst run of seasons ever. So can nobody tell us we're glory hunters anymore? Can nobody
for like
tell us
10
we're not?
years.
Nobody can tell us we're not true supporters anymore. You know, no one can say that we're in it to just win cups. No, we've seen some of the worst football. We've seen some of the worst business moves. We've seen
100%.
We've seen high coach turnover. We've seen players leave at the end of their contracts. We don't make any money for them. We've seen players. We've seen this injury crisis. We've seen the worst budget, the worst debt in football history. So can nobody tell us we haven't seen it? So whatever we get from here on out, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to rub it in people's faces. I'm going to be petty. I'm going to be like, you don't know what I've been through. I'm going to actually say, you don't know what we've been through, so shut the fuck up. So here it is. I think we can be excited. Good show, great show. Next week we'll meet Sunday, and I don't know. Hopefully, you have some more surprises for me. Well, I'm gonna say the one in the black can. I don't see how I'm gonna make it to next week, but I'm gonna try. We'll talk then. This is my man Brian. You want to give him your socials, anywhere they can contact you at?
On
Shout out to
Instagram,
Bear too.
I'm just at Herbie Brews, but the place I work at is at Lucky Luke Brewing.
Lucky Luke, go get it. I recommend it. This has been our first annual United on Bears or Bears on United. We'll come up with a name for it. We just have to figure that, and then we'll have fucking a logo and shit. Man, my man B, thank you for talking to me.
Yeah, man.
We'll chat during
thank
the
you
week.
for having me.
Man, you're my co-host. It's your thing. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Everybody who chatted in, send in the comments. We had a couple people. Shout out. That's how we start. Baby steps. One love, my dude. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Peace. I'll talk to you.
Absolutely.
Peace. Cool.